Our Key High Coach Conversation brought to you by New Albin Savings Bank. We're with head coach Chad Winters. And coach, familiar opponent last week, but your kids got the job done against Turkey Valley. What got it done for you?
Boys up front took care of business. We talked all week long how we needed to control the line of scrimmage, how we needed to make sure that we reestablish that line of scrimmage, 2 yards downfield, and they consistently did that most of the night. So kudos goes to those guys. Backs ran hard. Everybody stayed on their blocks, kind of controlled the clock, wore them down, and able to come out with a win.
And Damon Weber, another solid night for him. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, and defensively 9.5 tackles and 7 solos. Can't do a lot better statistically than that, can you?
No, he had a great all-around game. He'll be the first one to credit those guys up front. Those guys made some big holes. He ended up with right around 200 yards. Buddy ended up around 90. A couple tailbacks ended up with 60 and 40 with Landon and Carter. So collectively, when you rush the ball for close to 400 yards, you better win the game, and that's what we're able to do. And we're able to control that clock, keep the ball away from them, and things turned out well.
And having Buddy back in the lineup, that never hurts either, right?
No. He kind of sets that tone with that fullback dive that we do, that little belly play, and it's frustrating as a defense watching a fullback dive go 6, 8, 10 yards consistently, and then all of a sudden people start doing what they're not supposed to be doing, and then we can take advantage of that, and that's kind of what happened Friday night as the game went on.
Is that just a combination of the guys up front providing that path? And seemingly, when I've watched Buddy run this year, he is always going to fall forward, always going to hit those holes hard. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yep. You usually has a pretty good pad level. Keeps those feet moving. Always rushing for trying to fall forward, get an extra yard or two every single time. We talk about it all the time. It's a game of 3 to 4 plays, and you got to get 10 yards. And if we can consistently do that and not shoot ourselves in the foot with a pre-snap penalty or a bad hold penalty, shot block, anything like that, don't get off track, chances are pretty good that we're going to be able to consistently churn out 10 yards over 3 or 4 plays.
This week, you make the trip down to Janesville. What have you been able to figure out about the Wildcats? What challenges do they present?
Janesville is extremely athletic. They got beat by – we have some common opponents. They got beat by Easton Valley the first game of the year, 40-35, very competitive game. And honestly, they've just rolled teams from there. I think their closest game after that game was a 26-point victory over AGWSR, if I'm remembering off the top of my head right. Those next 7 games, to be honest with you, they weren't all that competitive. We got to put our best foot forward. They got a running back that runs extremely well, low to the ground. Very, very rarely do you see the first guy that gets to him get him on the ground. So we got to collectively take care of him. But they do some stuff with a read and option with a extremely athletic quarterback, the Dodd kid, and then they got a couple of receivers on the edge that are great basketball players, and that translated to the football field extremely well, and they're just tough athletic kids. So everybody's got to be assignment sound, fundamental football, and we got to make sure that we're tackling well. Being
the fact you were able to see them on film earlier this year as compared to just seeing them right now, does that help in the preparation at all?
I think so. During our Turkey Valley prep, Turkey Valley played them a few weeks before, so that was part of our prep work with Turkey as well. So they got a good taste of it in that, as well as the Easton Valley game early in the season. So they seen them on tape a couple different times, and obviously once Monday rolled around, they watched the playoff game with Riceville and some of their other recent games as well.
All right, Coach, keep your kids healthy. We wish you best of luck come Friday night.
All right, thanks, Darren. I appreciate it.
This Key High Coach Conversation brought to you by New Albin Savings Bank.